Welcome in, everybody, to the Onward VRML Season 14, Week 11. My name's NightFiree with 2 E's. Today we're jumping into ARCANI versus DubCity Warrior. Excuse me. A mid-tier matchup in the EU region. ARCANI, a new team to this season coming up. Lots of eyes interested in seeing how this matchup unfolds on the EU side, and so we'll see what DubCity can bring to the table. Ranked 7th versus ranked 11th in that EU region, if I'm not mistaken. We take a look at the pick bands of the day. We have bands coming in from ARCANI, the Snow Peak and Downfall ban, and from DubCity Warriors, the Abandoned and Cargo ban. This means that we essentially have Quarantine as the only long-range option. Should be interesting to see then how close quarters combat focused this series is. Map 1, if any indicator, is starting us on the closest quarters map, Arctic, to kick things off. Should be interesting again to see what this tier of gameplay, what this tier of skill is going to be bringing to the table here this afternoon. Also don't get a lot of options to look at the EU region, so should be interesting to see what we get here out of a close quarters fast series from the EU side. Go ahead and give the teams the ready, and they can start whenever they are all readied in. We have a full lobby here on ARCANI's side. We have Recycle, El Rumor, Doc, Zoneth, Pi K, and Neo. And over on DubCity Warriors, we have Not Peter, Chill Will, Jake Crew, Abathor, and XT. They're really trying me at the highest level here. They're trying my professionalism to the maximum on the DubCity Warriors side. They're throwing their DC acronym at the front of names and at the back of names. My preference is the back, but I guess I'm just gonna have to be on my toes adapting to the different names. You may hear me say DC Chill Will, but that's fine. That's their choice for that name. But either way, should be an exciting series here this afternoon. I do expect a pretty competitive one. Last night, we had a great battle. Granted, the score was 12-3, but a very close series overall. I expect a similarly close series here this afternoon. Again, I've given the teams the go-ahead, so they shouldn't be waiting on me any longer, and we should be jumping in to our first round of map number 1 on Arctic, the EU battle. Starting things off on the smallest map we have in the league. Initial nades coming in out the gate from Chill Will. And the setup from DubCity Warriors patiently waiting for ARCANI to make their entry into this objective space. This is an interesting split here with Neo and Doc making their way out this door. Chill Will is holding this late angle. He should hear all of these footsteps, and Neo is going to peek, and it's going to cost them. A flash comes in from Doc a little too late, and Chill Will blind fires in to catch another kill. Rumor finds Peter up through the middle, and so ARCANI may find some success pushing in through the center as DC swings out, swings out to catch the kill. Told you I'd do it. ARCANI suddenly are cut down to 1. DubCity Warriors battling back all entry points. Jake Crew is still here waiting, and C4 finishes things off. DubCity with 4 alive, take round 1 rather quickly, but that's Arctic. A solid start on their opponent's map pick. ARCANI had a decent plan. If they were able to execute on the outside, things could have gone obviously a lot differently for them. The double kill shut down while blind is pretty nice. And you almost have to read the flash, right? You know that flash has about a 3.5, 4 second time. I could be completely wrong on that. And so the initial flash, you know, you should almost be anticipating blind fire to be coming through. You almost want to then wait on a mag reload to make that peak because you know where that player is. And so I think the more disciplined choice is to wait until you hear a mag reload. Of course, players can reload mags in seconds, but it's a difference between running into a straight line of fire and that 1 second of a reload, or second and even half a second of a reload. You're able to peek out there and find that kill. So we've seen under pressure that reloads can be botched. As happened yesterday with the missed racked chamber and a cap happening because of it. So that little bit of pressure at the right time can mean everything. Take a look at these stats for these teams. ARCANI on Arctic so far this season hasn't played it. No, played it once and won it once. Interesting choice coming in from them, considering that stat. DubCity on Arctic 1-1 as well. So I guess both teams relatively unfamiliar with the space. We'll see how that impacts the push coming in from DubCity and the defensive rotation from ARCANI. Not Peter almost catches Rumor. Rotating around here. They certainly should hear Rumor. And the same goes on Rumor's side there as they go pro and Peter swings out. Neo does not catch that swing. They do find the quick refrag, though. A trade on the outer edge. Abathor considering pushing, finds the kill. The difference in defensive strategy there was the defender tucked in and waited for the C4 to then detonate it. It detonates too early now, and XT and Abathor, oh, gosh, killing me. Both pushing in here, and a beautiful flash stops Abathor and XT in their tracks as they were both about to push into this corner. They both tuck in, and they are very lucky that wasn't a nade. Looks like Cap is on the mine for DubCity here, the duo closest to objective, but we also have the outer element of Jake Crew. Recycle putting blind shots through the smoke as Jake swings out wide, finds the kill. XT alive, but Jake finds a double over the top. And what could have been a potential cap. DubCity take their Marsoc round with kills. It's only 1 point in that case, but nonetheless, it's a point to their lead to make it 2-0. Solid job on the attack, and you just saw slight differences in the defensive prioritization in terms of where they were setting up, what angles they were watching. Good move from Peter to find that. From not Peter to find that kill in the alley, push out around that box and find that kill. Does get quickly refragged, but still that information from the refrag then leads to another kill, opens up the objective, ultimately leads to the defense having to rotate around, and smokes nicely placed, and overall a pretty good push from DubCity. ARCANI fighting back though, almost everyone with a kill. And a new objective could mean everything. The map still has, there's no way around the close quarters element of this map, but different objective, different way to push, different angles to be held. So, and we're considering the map knowledge here from both teams being 1-1. They've only played this map one time all season, both of them. 57% round win rate. It's one of their highest from DubCity, oddly enough. If you're really chewing on the stats, ARCANI may not have made the most optimized pick, but I suppose with the limited map pool, that's what ends up happening. Everyone kind of equally skilled on the maps. That's the idea, at least, and we're certainly getting that here. Again, both teams have only played this once all league. All season. We're 11 weeks in, so it does leave room for off-meta plays. Although Arctic has a relatively undeveloped meta, I would say. Sure, there are certain angles that are powerful, but it is such a volatile map in terms of how you can get pushed, where these angles can get pushed from, how quickly things can change on a map like this. Peter does find the first kill, and Doc is looking for a refrag over the top on a Chill, but Chill is going to find that kill through the crack. Just over the top. Recycle here, sending rounds down towards Not Peter up through the middle. Not Peter being a key element in this defense. Rumor needs to push out, and they do find a big kill to open up the push for ARCANI. Use us with a 2v3 and the rest of this push coming in onto where essentially the rest of DubCity is set up. Avathor, Jake, and Chill all on this back side. That's a pretty good nade that goes just a little bit too far over the wall. That had been 15 or 20 degrees to the left, it would have caught Avathor out. That was the idea, I'm sure, too, to put the nade right here. Basically in between Chill and Avathor. That would be the ideal nade placement right now. Pretty hard to get there, though, and Pi and Recycle have to very slowly clear out a space that is otherwise oftentimes stacked with a defender or two. Again, they won't run into anything all the way up until Jake here. Avathor may also be a point defender, so we'll keep our eyes on both angles. It depends on where Recycle and Pi decide to push out here. Jake seemingly getting some notifications from the phone that are giving off audio indicators, essentially giving away their position. Cycle doing some guesswork as Jake rotates. Pi finds the shots onto the back. Avathor also goes down. A quick refrag, and that's a 1-2 punch from Chill Will to end the round. DubCity skate away with this one and go up 3-0. A tough pill for ARCANI to swallow here as their map pick goes awry. Close to taking that 2-1 and getting back into this one, but now they have a tall order ahead of them. 3 rounds in a row to take us to round 7. So technically 4 rounds in a row here to win their map. That's what is needed from ARCANI. Granted, DubCity got 3, so who's to say it's not possible? Could easily see a reversal in score line here. It's just a matter of ARCANI staying focused in the moment, which is maybe one of the harder tasks as a team that's new and developing. ARCANI new in season 14. You want to dig deeper into that a little bit because I don't believe their players are necessarily new. Although I could be wrong. Recycle, new to season 14. Don played on the Phantoms thing, so a very let's say higher profile player there. Rumor is new to season 14. Don Clark new to season 14. IK new to season 14. I guess if anything, I would say Doc would be the leader here, coming in with the most experience, having played on Phantoms in season 13. But yeah, these are all brand new players to the league here. Honestly doing pretty good against DubCity, who I believe has a little bit more experience in the space. By the way, back into the action we go. Round 4. Let's see if ARCANI can bring things back. I suppose if we look at DubCity, they only have a season, a season on them, but... Oh, missing action here is already ARCANI barreling forward here. DubCity flying at this objective as Recycle shuts down another. Neo way behind this offense. Now Peter tries to find shots over the top towards Doc. Doc is tucked in. Neo suddenly on the backside catches a kill. Catches Pi K, and that could be the start of something for DubCity. ARCANI down to 3. Neo needs to rotate around and find the backside of Jake here to shut this down, and they very well could. It's all a matter of timing. They will find that kill. Not Peter alone now in a 1v2, essentially, as they push objective. Recycle here goes down. Doc has to defend. They swing out wide. They hit their shots. And they'll catch not Peter. ARCANI finally getting one. They go up on the board, 1-3. Maybe a bit of an over-aggressive DubCity Warriors. Either way, a nice defensive hold there. And honestly, a pretty aggressive ARCANI as Neo rotating all the way around, getting a couple of key kills on the flank. Definitely not what DubCity expected in a moment where ARCANI were down 3-0. You would not expect someone to commit on defense to flanking like that. But I suppose if they have nothing to lose, they're focused on the map wins and not necessarily round wins and not worried about a cap, then yeah, you could kind of commit to that more aggressive defensive strategy that would and did throw off DubCity Warriors. So a very nice job from ARCANI, a nice read, nice play. And ultimately it does work out for them. We go to another objective. We swap sides back to the other side of the map. This one a little bit harder to attack. Definitely some very entrenched defensive positions to be taken. Can be easily flashed. That's kind of, I guess, the only real demise of some of those defensive positions. So it's going to come down to utility use, C4 placements, and how patient DubCity plays this defensive round. Quick hydration. John Clark, G-Car, thanks for tuning in, hanging out, enjoying the action here today. Back to the gameplay we go, round 5. ARCANI on the attack, the start of the comeback. How do things start for this ARCANI offense? That is the question. It's going to come again down to challenging Chill Will out the doorway. And we're going to keep an eye on 2 different angles here. Also, the other side of the map. Big crew here. There is the flash coming in. Does catch Chill, and Neo peeks out again into that blind fire, but they're out and they're through. That's at the cost of a life for a life. Next up is going to be XT and not Peter, as XT does have a pretty long line down in, but doesn't look like anyone maybe exposing themselves up through the center there. Flashes are here and available for Rumor to pick up if they so choose, but doesn't seem like they're going for it. Not yet. Doc on the far corner rotating around, and we still have Jake waiting Pi and Recycle for their push, but that is yet to come. ARCANI are a little bit split here with the duo pretty far in. Doc challenges XD over the top, a risky peek, but it pays off in a down. And a quick refrag from Jake evens the odds. Rumors also down and Resable. Uh-oh, Jake botches a flash. Blinds themselves as Pi begins their push. Peter gets revived and Pi is through. Jake not likely to be aware of this, and so if they do rotate back, could find themselves dead. Pi trades on the outside. Rumor still resable, and Doc on the rotation to get this res. No, goes past Rumor. Yeah, should drop back. Maybe just clearing the area. Will pick this up. Will turn this into a 3-3. ARCANI still fighting, battling for this round, and DubCity had a good start, but things might start going the way of ARCANI here. Smoke comes out from Rumor. Push slowly begins. 2:50 on the clock. Both these entry points pretty well covered. Doc finds another big kill. Recycle fights down, not Peter. It's going to come all down to Abathor. ARCANI going to try and go for the cap as well. Recycle could definitely get this. Abathor finds one. Zadok's going to swing. Finds the kill, and ARCANI are going to take their round. Backs against the wall. A win's a win. Map 1 not through yet. DubCity had a quick 3-0, but things have been going awry. Close quarters. Seemingly something they did not want to get into, as cargo was banned off the table. But they've been doing well enough on Arctic here. It's all a matter of, really again, objective placement in a lot of cases, but obviously also momentum, aggression. ARCANI playing pretty well here. That back half of the round, nice use of utility. Make their way through and make their way into the objective space. Honestly, Doc putting a lot of the round on their back there, finding several key kills to open up the objective entry and shut down what otherwise would have been good defensive angles. Very late, waiting for the enemy to commit to making an entry out of cover, but Doc just finds the key picks, and yeah, a very nice job there to get them round 2. Now they have to defend the same objective. Let's see what that looks like. DubCity came out swinging. They've been swinging, finding kills, staying in it. But as we look at the KD board, it looks a little bit more even. More people having kills on the board here. We get back into it. Let's see how DubCity attack.
78-19. I can't hold that. Save it for yourself.
Both teams very locked in, focused, very focused comms. We are in for a competitive series here in DubCity. Again, off of a good start. Seemingly coming in with a plan in mind and prepared. ARCANI are throwing a little bit of a high level of aggression here at this on this defense, as Pi in a pretty forward position. Exit coming in here from Chill and Jake, and ultimately no tight corner hold coming in from ARCANI. Instead, it's going to be Doc just over the top. Gun turn to minimize exposure. You're going to try and find Chill and Jake this defensive angle, but Chill and Jake are playing this very nicely. They understand the angle that's being held. We have a trade in the corner. Pi does get traded down, and Nade here to confirm Pi. Doc's still here to defend, and Chill waiting for Doc to peek out on the long side. Right as Chill stands, Doc peeks out to find the kill. Entry available for Abathor. Jake finds one. Recycle could be next here. They're not careful. Don't think Jake has the angle, though, so... matter of inches, honestly. Ooh, a great nade over the top. Finds Jake. A nice toss from Rumor. The flash follows it up. It means that Abathor is left alone in what is otherwise a very heavily smoked objective. ARCANI ready and defending, and the smokes are dissipating off, so Neo is here and has eyes on this exit point from the crate. It's all a matter of Onward timing. How does Abathor push out here? Neo's there, they win the fight. On the backside, a Rumor is pushing in. Abathor ducks down, peeks out in the trade. ARCANI have Recycle left alive. But it's just them. That seems familiar. DubCity survived their third round with one alive, and ARCANI have taken us to a round 7. An impressive claw back with 3 wins in a row. And hey, I said it was possible. I said it was unlikely, but possible, and here we are. Our final round on the helipad. Quite the series to tune into here on a Sunday afternoon. Happy we stopped in to catch some EU action, because these two teams are playing a solid competitive series. How does DubCity defend this is the question, as this downward spiral certainly has to have impacted them mentally, but obviously, like we saw with ARCANI, you can swing back, you can refocus. 3 rounds is pretty quick in the grand scheme of things when you consider an Onward series, and so it's all up to the team and how good they are at bouncing back something like this. DubCity, no strangers to the space, played in Season 13, but that's only 1 season of experience. And really, only 1 season of experience across the players as well. Most of those players new to the league in Season 13 with the creation of DubCity. Back to it we go for round number 7, map 1.
What I wish I knew if they had to come up on the platform. Are you? I wish I knew.
Yeah. Are you going this side?
I'm going.
Alright, well, it looks like we're... Alright, it's me and Avatar here. Maybe Avatar, you can sit behind this, I'll sit up close.
Okay.
Oh no, a team kill comes in on ARCANI to kick things off. DubCity fortunate that an aggressive push hasn't come in, because they are still scrambling to set up, and eventually everyone's tucked in around objective with Jake Crew in the distance holding a off angle here. ARCANI slowing things down for this one, and maybe that's what caused the scare and the team kill, because Pi and the team were not necessarily sprinting. The others were. They have held up, and it's definitely a change of pace coming in from them, but will it be what the doctor ordered, so to speak, to get them in? You know, taking shots over the top. Jake still tucked in. Nade up and over and finds one kill. The flash deployed catches Recycle. Jake continues the applied pressure and finds Recycle's back. A beautiful 1-2 punch to shut down ARCANI. DubCity with 5, ARCANI now with 2. Pi and Doc. Make it 1. Pi the only thing left on the ARCANI side. DubCity with 3 defenders on objective and 1 looking for a kill. They are near at victory. Jake is definitely swinging wide here. As Pi checks the tablet to see they're the only one alive. In that swing, we have a trade team kill. No, a double team kill. Excuse me, both 2 players killing the same player. Oh my goodness. I thought that was a trade team kill. That would have been crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, but... all tied up, 3 apiece. And 3 minutes left, 30 seconds. Pi not letting ARCANI out of this one yet, and honestly has a chance. They don't know it because they don't have the accurate kill count. Wait, was that a trade team kill? I think it was. Trying to get an accurate kill count. They also are unsure how many are alive. And Pi has really been playing this one patiently. They pushed up so early, but have since been really trying to just get info. Hear where the defense is. They're getting info from where Peter is. They have to stay silent on any move they make, though, and they are running out of time. 2:20 left. Peter is watching multiple angles. They have eyes in front of them. Classic Onward timing. Turning around as Pi peeks, and then Pi very smartly tucks back into their safe position to listen in for any more rotations on pushing their position, because frankly they don't have any idea how many are alive. They're assuming if anything there's at least 4 more for left to go here. XT has moved up. Chillwell rotating around pretty wide, and XT's elbow gets peeked out, but Pi doesn't land the shots. XT doesn't swing out. Pi tucks into a new position. Chill just outside. Where they see Pi, they will, and the shot comes in on the back to find the kill. A nice attempt, but good teamwork between the 2 left alive for DubCity. They'll take the round and the map 4-3. Quite the finale to our first map here this afternoon, but ultimately pretty good stuff. Where do we go from here is the question. It is DubCity Warriors map pick. And after taking Arctic, where, I mean, maybe Quarantine. If we look at the stats, get a better picture of what ARCANI prefer. Subway, probably, is what's going to be chosen here. Oh no, that's ARCANI's map preference. So it wouldn't be wise to choose Subway. They're 4 and 5. 4 for 5 on Subway so far this season. So wouldn't be wise to pick into that. Quarantine, ARCANI's won 100% of the time. Honestly, Suburbia, but I don't think that's in the map pool anymore. I'm not sure where they're going to want to go. I don't think they even know where they want to go. So we'll have to see what our next map is going to be, as we do finally have people leaving lobby and getting ready to get into our next map. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Bobby chatting it up in chat. Saw some other faces in there too. Section. John Clark, very early on, cheering for ARCANI. They were almost heard, but not quite. A little technical restart on our end, so do bear with me as I sort out issue or two, but again, a pretty good start on Arctic. Nice competitive back and forth, and very much looking forward to where we go for maps 2 and 3. Again, range isn't really an option. 14 is about as long range as you can get. Trying to think if I'm forgetting a map, but with Downfall, Snowpeak, and Abandon off the table, I think there's another one I'm forgetting. Soon enough, we will know as I reload the game and we get ready to load into map number 2. Just patience, okay? That's the virtue here. Like, yeah, we're headed to Subway, I think. Saw another lobby up. I think we're headed to Subway. Do apologize. Trying to sort this out here. There we go. Looks like lobby made. Go ahead and give them the ready. Should be hopping into map 2 on Subway, confirmed. I think. I thought ARCANI had. Got 100% or a pretty high win rate on this. Maybe I was, oh yeah, I was getting, yeah, DubCity have a 3-7 win rate. 43% win rate. In comparison to ARCANI's 80% win rate. Played it 5 and won it 4 times so far this season, so an interesting map pick from DubCity. We'll see how it impacts this series. ARCANI very well could find themselves back in this one. I mean, heck, they were pretty close to taking it on Arctic, so we'll have to see how this map pick works out for them. I think we had a sub coming in for DubCity. Big crew being brought in. Otherwise, it looks to be the same roster for both sides. ARCANI with Pi, Neo, El Rumor, Recycle, and Doc Zoneth. DubCity with XT, Chill Will, Not Peter, Abathor, and Jake Crew. Told them they can start whenever, so should be getting into map 2 shortly here. ARCANI really getting an opportunity to get back into this one. Again, looking at that win rate, 80% to 43%. Pretty big difference. It was just this season, too. Waiting on one more to ready up here, and then we should be into it. So, again, thanks for being patient. First objective is going to be the marketplace.
Alguien quiere el C4, se lo doy. ¿Quiere el C4?
Voy a ir corriendo al C4. Cuidado, no muero yo en el sur, que me van a pegar un rusillo. Si me pegan un rusillo, no me pillan, ¡Victoria! ¡Hola, si me estoy oyendo! Un beso a todos. ¿Te oye, macho?
Into it we go for round number 1. DubCity looking to secure themselves a series win. Question is, will they be able to do it?
Están aquí picados.
Pi and Recycle both tucked in. Trying to use that dark corner to their advantage. Night vision helps us see that a little bit clearer. DubCity otherwise not really focusing on pushing from that north side. Push heavily stacked on Doc's corner. Good utility toss here would end Doc right away, and they'd be able to push into this objective where ARCANI would have to retake. Recycle would be out in the open. El Rumor would have to come back. Nice nade comes in, and it follows up with a flash. Not going to catch anyone there. The flash should have come first. That might have been nice. Counter flash over the top. Doc finds one as they're blinded. A smoke comes in. And a lot of utility coming through here. Off the back, a kill comes in from Jake, and a team kill onto XT. Jake gonna get a quick res. The duo's back up. Neo doesn't peek out on it. Meanwhile, on objective, a gunfight breaks out, but we're gonna focus on the attack here, because it's the last 2 surviving Marsoc crew make it 1 as the C4 detonates, and Neo is holding things down as Jake has to try and lock this in for DubCity. Rumor has smokes applied all around objective, so there's concern that they could be capping underneath that smoke. You can see a lot of blind fire going into the smoke, and that's the right choice to be making. Jake finds Neo down as Rumor continues to blind fire through the smoke. Jake finds Rumor off the back, and DubCity come through with a big round. A nice clutch from Jake. In total, 3 kills on the round for them. Puts them up early, 1-0. A big Marsoc round win, too, to start things off there. Nice utility use. Ultimately, the smokes. I mean, played right by ARCANI. That's how you have to defend that kind of smoke play. You have to blind fire through it. The trouble is, of course, that as they're blind firing through it, there's also fights happening on the other side of the map that they're not hearing because they're shooting. So, again, a good close attack. I mean, ARCANI's been right in there on most of these rounds, battling back on Arctic to make it to round 7, keeping things tight with a lot of kills coming in. Pretty even spread KD for both teams, but not quite enough. Down to the 1v1. Had a couple of those so far this series. Swap sides, and DubCity get to defend now. How will ARCANI attack? Starting off on their opponent's map pick, down 1. A lot of emotional elements in a competitive game like this that you got to consider, and again, ARCANI are getting tested. So far, they're kind of stepping up to the challenge. Comeback's pretty big for a brand new team to be able to muster that. We'll see if they can get back into this one with the Marsoc round of their own as we go back to it for round 2. ARCANI are in, and DubCity are not extending for any aggressive peeking or early fights. Goes about as far out as they go is Jake here. Keep an eye on XT on the other side. Or Clacker in hand, so I wonder where that was tossed. Ah, pillar there.
Two dead, 3 to go.
Oops. Apologies for the mute there, but a nice C4 and a peek from XT. They don't even know they downed Doc in the tight corner. And Doc very unlikely to get res with the current positioning of the rest of this offense. Especially with Recycle having to backtrack through defense. That's not going to be easy. Long way to go, though. ARCANI, ways to push here, and a little bit out of sync, if anything, on how forward that offense was in comparison to where the rest of this team is.
How many bodies do you see? So there's 2 left. 2 left.
XT and Jake nearly kill each other there, but fortunately XT just confirming that third body. Finally, a trade between Recycle and Chill means that it is all up to Pi pushing in from the north. C4 ends things as it detonates above, and that's going to be the round 2 into the hands of DubCity. Seen this before, though. Early, heavy lead that is battled back by ARCANI in the end, so DubCity got to be careful about counting ARCANI out. Granted, again, yeah, it's kind of surprising when we look at the stats. I believe ARCANI have the much better stats. 80% win rate compared to 40, so yeah, you know, DubCity cannot count ARCANI out. We're going to a new objective that is arguably harder to attack than the market. And we'll have to see how DubCity approaches this one, if it is a basement push or top floor, maybe a spread. Trying to think when was the last time I really... I mean, I feel like I see basement pushes maybe work the most on this objective, pushing out from that bottom floor. But also not easy to get done, especially with all the utility that can be placed in on the walk up to. You don't want to lose 3 to 1 defender. We'll see how ARCANI defends. So we get back to it.
Lo mejor en la pared de la derecha, según
Sí,
salimos.
pero ¿dónde lo ponía en un sitio jodidísimo? Creo que era el interior de la caja, ¿no? De madera.
No.
Sí, que no lo veían ni de coña. La última vez que lo he puesto ahí. Entonces les esperamos aquí cuando entras.
Ponlo.
Oh, looks like... Yep. Where does Recycle find that first kill? What? How did... Wow, that was a very fast work down to the stairs. To be there in under a minute, pretty impressive. DubCity definitely trying to hit this one with some speed, but at the same time, again, out of sync. Avathor and XT pretty far off the objective here. At the very least, off of the stairs that they're supposed to be both pushing at the same time. Phil and Jake were kind of close, but Doc is staying just under the line of sight as they peek up for a kill. It costs them their life, but a 1-for-1. Before detonated, doesn't catch Chill. Nice peek from Neo, catches one. Chill flies out, Recycle tries to get the kill. Chill peeks off the reload and does find one. Neo vulnerable goes down, and that's a 2-piece. XT should be pushing in from the stairs soon enough, but Chill has gotten his team back into this. Make it 4.
Two.
Chill absolutely trying to ace this one through as they push in. Pi is alone. That's gonna be the 5-piece.
Sir.
Chill Will acing ARCANI. And DubCity up 3-0. 7-2 on the round. Apologies there. There's something else, but DubCity definitely stepping out here, just like they did on Arctic. A confident 3-0. Playing Marsoc rounds pretty well. Obviously, Chill with a big clutch set of kills there to bring that in for DubCity. But they now look at a defensive round and a series win. Of course, we'll play out that third map. ARCANI will be able to choose it. If I were to be a guessing man, I'd say we're probably headed to Bazaar. As I think that's really all that's left on the close quarters front. Maybe Shipyard. I don't think the stats lead us that way. Either way, ARCANI have a tall order in front of them again. 3 rounds in a row to take us to a round 7. 4 in a row to get the map and keep themselves alive in the series. XT holding the front line for DubCity. Could have a C4 some way here, but maybe not. Maybe it's deployed a little bit later. Either way, utility is going to come in, and that nade's going to catch the back of XT. They know they have XT down is the question, because callouts could come in. And they don't seem to have seen him. Doc and Zenith are through, but Jake finds Neo right away. Both Abathor and Jake waiting for Doc to make their way through here.
He's still alive and coming. One just in and out.
I think that was an M203 from Rumor on the backside. Callouts came in that Doc was still here. Jake finds out the hard way. Abathor should be able to peek out and get the res, but in the blind is Chill Will putting out a consistent line of fire. It's going to come down to Rumor pushing through and essentially doing this on their own, as both Pi and Recycle are nowhere to be found, and they don't get lucky. They don't find their way through the constant blind fire of Chill Will. And not Peter has to be careful not to get killed by Chill Will and their blind fire, because it is coming through. But that's a pretty good defense there from DubCity. Very wary of the effect of smokes and what they can do. ARCANI are left with their 2 off of the position, both Pi and Recycle. not there to support the aggression and a little bit of uncoordinated moves coming through here. Ultimately, DubCity keeping it together, getting the res, and it's a 4v2 situation now as DubCity tries to take the series in map 2.
Echo 2.
That's team fire at the top, at least. I was shooting at Recycle there for a moment.
There's nobody there. Sounds like they're rotating south.
Every angle covered by DubCity, and no real easy entry points for ARCANI. Going to require a coordinated effort here for them to push in at the same time, really. If they want to try and draw this defense off the angles they're on. Recycle is basically fighting alone here, though, as Pi not necessarily at the stairs.
Están mirándome a mí.
The call out for help is coming in, though. And there it is. Pi does find one. Trade, so it's 2, and it's actually a 1v2 now for Recycle. Do they know Abathor's on the short corner? They don't, and DubCity will take the map 4-0. That's the series in their pocket, but we still play out the third map. It's ARCANI's map pick. And so where do we go from here is the question. Quarantine, maybe. Bazaar, most likely. And then it'll be up to ARCANI to see if they can minimize damage done on this loss. Try and reduce the amount of MMR they will go down in. DubCity definitely had a lot more to lose, being the higher ranked team, so ARCANI really putting up a pretty good fight here for a team new to this league, coming in and playing teams that are pretty high up in the EU ladder and doing as well as they did here this afternoon. It definitely is impressive to see. Again, a very solid job from the ARCANI team, but ultimately it's not quite enough on many of those rounds. I mean, down to 1v1s, making things very close. But good try. Where do we go from here? Where is map 3? What do we choose? Matter of waiting and seeing what ARCANI want to do and where they want to take us. Shout out to our sponsors, VR Cover, supporting us with great comfort options for any of your favorite VR devices. Allows you to play VR for longer. And ProTube VR, coming in with fantastic stock options that help stabilize your aim in any VR shooter. They also have haptic feedback versions that help enhance the immersion, where you'll feel the recoil in your gun. Do check out ProTube VR when you can. I'd recommend their stocks. I've used them for a long time, and they're a no-brainer. So We really appreciate their sponsorship, and again, check out their stock. They have more than just 2 controller stocks too. They have that single pistol force feedback version as well. So if you want to feel the recoil of a pistol, they have a stock for that as well. So if you want to play a game like maybe Half-Life Alyx or any real solo gun shooter, I'd recommend. As you said, check that out. But I think we're gonna go map 2. Oh, we don't have a lobby yet. I thought we did there. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. ARCANI's still trying to decide. Shipyard is where we're headed. An interesting choice. I don't think either team, again, much like Arctic, has a ton of experience playing this map. Got match history. Yeah, 2-2 for ARCANI. And 1-0 for DubCity, so I suppose maybe the best choice that ARCANI could have made, statistically at least. I'm always excited about a little shipyard. Been banned, I feel like, more often than not this season, but I feel like that's also because it's kind of a dangerous map. We've seen a lot of folks falling to their death. It is a lot of rail-less ledges. You gotta be careful about that fall damage, so we'll have to see if anyone succumbs to gravity today, but that's the risk of Shipyard. Waiting on 2 more for DubCity. It doesn't seem like any subs on the ARCANI end of things. But maybe since DubCity have gotten the series win, they will bring in some subs from their active roster. Not yet, as Chill Will connects. Maybe not. Most teams do carry more than 5, though, just so they can bring in players for specific maps, and wouldn't surprise me, but they have also just gone 4-0 on Subway, so why wouldn't you stick with the same roster? Especially now, as they're, I think, ranked 7th in the EU ladder. A big win like this would definitely be nice for them. Help them boost up, maybe push them into the top 6 even, top 5. So I imagine they're going to be approaching this Shipyard map pretty focused. Either way, it's just a matter of time before we get in. And so again, I appreciate you hanging out, waiting through the slow points. Otherwise, the series has been pretty fast. I say that now, probably jinxing it. We'll see 18 timeouts and 4 lobby reading. Well, if I got a timeout. Just waiting on a 5th for DubCity to jump in, and then we should be on our way for the round 1 here. But again, patience is the virtue of the name of the game here this afternoon. Honestly, something we haven't really seen from either team. They've both been playing pretty aggressively. Haven't had too many rounds down to the last few seconds. I think most have finished before 3 minutes. I'm not sure what the holdup is. We may cut to intermission while I wait for teams to get in lobby and ready up. Much as you do enjoy staring at my face, don't have much else to be said here, I suppose, outside of check out VRML Con. If you do want to check out live VR esports on stage in Colorado at the McNichols Civic Center, June 3rd and 4th. You can buy tickets right now by going to vrml.com/LAN. They'll direct you to the ASX ticketing booth where you can buy tickets for Saturday and Sunday. They only come together, but you buy a ticket for both days and check out Blaston, Ultimex, and Echo Arena all being played live on stage. They'll be their seasons culminating in a finale. That's set for Echo Arena, which will be a separate Sunset Cup to say goodbye to the game because it'll be officially gone 2 months after the event. Very sad day for a lot of folks that enjoyed that game competitively, but it will be a very fun event. Maybe a little bit emotional, but overall, pretty dang good time. So I do recommend you come in and check it out. We're hoping to also have a few other things to be trying out there. And in addition to that, there will also be a free convention held over at the Colorado Convention Center. And there should be all sorts of stuff to demo there, different hardware. Pimax headsets, I believe, some simulation boost, stuff like that. So it's only, I think, about a 5 or 10 minute walk away, just down the street. Should also have the games being broadcast live there, but obviously you won't be there to see them playing on stage. So anyway, that's all happening June 3rd and 4th in Colorado. Denver, Colorado. Do check it out if you're interested. We also have a deal with the Holiday Inn Express for pretty cheap hotels, so well, something to check out. Meanwhile, we go back into finally round 1 of this final map. I've bought enough time to get us here. ARCANI on the attack, DubCity on the defense. So far, DubCity playing very good. Total scoreline 8-3. And maybe ARCANI have been feeling that I'm playing it too fast because I feel like the last 2 or 3 rounds on attack, they have tried to slow up their pace a little bit. And Neo's looking for someone on that top of the crates, but XT is not there.
¿Fuiste tú? Okay.
And Neo is really just scanning the top here to see if they'll spot anything. I think XT said they missed their drop, but they are in a very nice little spot here, tucked in, unable to be spotted by Neo over the top. Solo throwing flashes. No one that close just yet from ARCANI, though. Peter rotating out. Good pay off as they catch Doc. A key killer so far. Pi not ready in time for Not Peter, and it's going to be a 2-for-1. Not Peter Rezible. It looks like DubCity had a disconnect at some point along the lines here, so they are down to 3 now, technically.
One in that garage.
Like the res should come through from Chill. Neo on the roof, definitely a threat as Rumor finally gets rid of XT. Not Peter, doesn't see them on the roof, and it's going to be another kill. ARCANI looking to get this first round on Shipyard. There's another one, and Dolo's alone. Has to push back towards objective, and if they miss this cross from Recycle, it could spell a 2-pointer for ARCANI. Matter of fact, if Neo just pushes down from the ship, they have this one right now. Dolo not necessarily guarding the right objective space, as the objective is all the way up here on the ship, so it's a matter of working around Dolo main, but ARCANI not necessarily aware of Dolo's final position here. Pretty nice nade right at Dolo's old position. Neo still hasn't made their move up through the ship. And there's finally the shots onto the back. Could have been a cap. Rumor could have pushed in. And that would have been it. A little trigger discipline or an accurate kill count. That can go a long way in a series like this. But ARCANI does get a point. It had been maybe 5 rounds since they had. So obviously happy that they're back in it. But that'll be the start for our final map. And I definitely did, maybe not jinx it, but reversed the energy of this series. Our first, maybe second round today that we've gone past the 2-minute mark. We'll see how DubCity push, but obviously Shipyard a little bit longer than our other maps. I mean, way longer than Arctic and much longer than Subway, so not surprising that we see things slow down a bit here. If anything, more in the vein of Quarantine in terms of the kind of angles that you end up getting taking, the verticality that's involved. I think that would be a more apt comparison. We do have a disconnect, so I really jinxed it. And we're now waiting for the 5th to come back for DubCity. I just had to speak up about how fast this series is going. Interesting. DubCity seem to not care too much at this stage. They're going to play with 4. Maybe the 5th ran out of battery and has to charge, and they're not going to wait. Could be a variety of reasons, but either way, we're playing a 4v5, and ARCANI definitely with a nice advantage to kick things off here. Will they play into that? Will they play aggressively? And will DubCity try and counter that aggression? El Rumor is pushing up. And certainly could be a threat early if it wasn't for Dolomane, who was ready and waiting on the backside. They catch that early push, and it keeps Not Peter alive.
Ica, por la cubierta vienen algunos, ¿eh?
XT catches Neo. They've lost their outer edge defenders. It's now only up to the 3 remaining on objective. Pi, Doc, and Recycle. Recycle does get
Menos
one.
uno confirmado.
Pi finds another.
Menos uno acá.
Arcani right back into this. DubCity left with just 2 as they started a 4v5.
Me ha visto uno, viene desde el centro sur. Me tengo que mover, me tienen cogido aquí.
Oh, and Recycle trying to find XT. Can't quite. XT scoops up a kill. Pulls DubCity back into a tie game 2-2. Pi holding a late angle. Doesn't catch Dolo, and Doc's alone.
On me. Top boxes.
Very active callouts coming in from Dolo.
On me.
Unaware that Doc's on the bottom floor here.
Almost C4'd me.
And they're both just trying to find each other through the crates.
I'm gonna go.
Almost catches Dolo. Does find the back of him. DCXT is here in time, though. And DubCity catches a round of their own. A little bit faster. 2 minutes faster. And tied up, 1 apiece. Next objective is certainly one that can be capped. Wouldn't be surprised if we see both Arcani and Dub try and go for it, but we haven't really seen cap attempts come through from either side. Which is kind of interesting to think about. They really have been going for the kills this series. Either way, it puts us tied up 1 apiece, and again, DubCity still left with 4. Don't have that 5th back in yet. I guess it doesn't necessarily matter, considering they just won a Marsoc round down 1. But defending's definitely a little bit harder when you're down 1. Hence the change, your defensive spread, and maybe that's what DubCity are talking about now. How they want to defend with only 4. Had to help out Bobby in chat. Apologies. Back to it we go for round. Yeah, obviously you can't choose the winner after you put points on it.
I need to run up top.
Makes sense.
So I guess we killed the C4 guy because he should have blown me up.
Pretty spread out approach from Arcani. Oh, gets past XT. Hopefully Dak doesn't team kill Neo up here, who does have a pretty good clearance on this top floor. Arcani's still going into just 4 on the defense, though, and so Chill maybe the sort of point defender here for this DubCity team. They're trying to catch a very tight slice here, but Rumor is not on the top floor, they're on the bottom. Chill can't quite discern that. Wonder if there's a route for Doc to work their way up to this objective and cap too. Especially with how they have to spread, they are spread. I think Chill should see this crawling push, but maybe they won't. Ooh, XT finds one. Neo knows right where they are, though, and the refrag comes through.
Vale, acabo de tirar uno en plataforma del barco. Vale,
Yeah, if Chill and Dolo are down. Well, Peter might not be able to get here in time. Ooh, and down goes Doc. Dolo,
-1.
the only one on objective. Peter rotating off. They could get caught out on the rotation here. I think not Peter realizes they can't be where they are. As they try to get back to objective, they get shot down by multiple angles. And now Dolo is getting smokes tossed on objective. Connie with 4 left alive to just Dolo. Not impossible to cap here, frankly. Freemer can get past Dolo, but it doesn't look like they will. At the very least, Dolo's doing a good job of holding down the on-objective defense, stopping anyone from pushing up for a cap.
Un minuto 20, hay que ir. Os cubro desde arriba, venga.
Gravity doing some damage on the recycle there. More smokes coming in.
Están ahí, están ahí.
Fall damage on the Neo.
Estoy contigo.
40 segundos, corre, corre. Me he subido, y le matas.
They're now down here.
Sí, sí, corre, corre.
Dolo's in the tight corner and catches one. Can Dolo clutch this up with Doc and Neo, the last 2 alive? Catches one, can't get Neo. Arcani do manage to get the round, but just barely. Dolo almost finds the final kill there, had to reload. Otherwise, 5 and 3. Total score line takes us now 9-5. Like I said, Arcani looking to get back into this one. Getting a pretty good opportunity in front of them with a 4v5 that DubCity are having to play into. Frankly, smarter than picking a random 5th, especially at this stage, could lead to open objectives. More valuable to just have the 4 you can trust, but still, unfortunate for DubCity as they want to make this win as impactful as they can. Puts them at the top of the, or at least higher into the EU ladder if they do. Round 3 kicking off.
Sígueme, soy el de la mano levantada. Mira, sígueme, por favor, Res. Soy el de la mano levantada. Está justo aquí enfrente, mira. Es muy buen sitio, porque entran y no te esperan ahí, ven. Mira. Aquí te metes, tío. No, aquí. Y lo oyes antes de entrar.
Some debates on defensive positioning coming in from ARCANI there. Early kill puts them into a nice 4v4 just like that. I imagine DubCity are thinking a cap opportunity here, and not impossible. If not, Peter could have gotten past the shots from PK over the top. Neo catches another as Dolo suppresses. Almost dies to fall damage. And a full-on battle erupts here as Chill Will pushes into this objective. They buzz past Recycle, who finds the kill right on top of objective. And Dolo's alone in a 1v4. Several smokes available there off of their teammate. Could honestly kind of smoke out objective and push up towards it. ARCANI doing their best. Get a map on the board here. Trying to take map 3. Push this up 3-1. Got themselves into a nice position here. DubCity and Dolo really trying to work through this defense. Get themselves up to the objective and cap. That's the end goal here. push this up 3-2 and get back into it, even though they're at the disadvantage 4v5.
Estoy flasheado, estoy flasheado.
There's one kill. Being suppressed. Sonic saving the day, honestly. Dolo was setting up for a nice little route there where they could have maybe gotten the back of Pi. Had to retake and defend the retake, but saved by Doc on the backside, and Arcani go up 3-1. Final objective, not necessarily easy to attack. Even with only 4 defenders, DubCity should be able to hold this down. And yeah, still no 5th. Dolo 6-4, XT 4-3, Peter 3-4, so finding kills still, but you know, not having that 5th to help cover angles is tough. Arcani could definitely nullify things nicely here too. Total scoreline could be at the end of the day 7-9, which is not too bad, especially for a team brand new into the league this season. It would be impressive. What could be map point, or I guess what is map point for Arcani starting now as we get into round 5.
Thank you.
Que va a haber gente, chicos, vosotros si vais por el sur os van a disparar por debajo de un camión blanco que hay ahí adelante, ya lo veréis, cuidado. Darme tiempo a subir a la azotea.
Uno en la azotea del barco, en la pasarela alta del barco. Hay uno que siempre se pone ahí. Sí, no le he dado. Pero me ha visto, me tengo que mover, Neo, ¿eh? Y ten cuidado porque está apuntando a tu dirección. Pero más atrás donde estoy yo.
I've seen a lot of fall damage get taken so far today. No deaths yet, though. But I've heard plenty of people taking fall damage.
Uno menos en plataforma barco. No, en barco.
Shuts down the aggression from DubCity. And now they're only down to 3. Definitely risky to send that 4th out like that, but doesn't necessarily matter as DubCity will still get the series win off of those first 2 maps.
Muy bien, muy bien. ¿Está arriba o abajo? ¿Segunda planta o planta baja?
Arriba, arriba.
Chill on objective and Dolo watching the entry. That's basically what this comes down to. ARCANI are eventually going to have to push, but they've got themselves a nice advantage when they do. I also think Recycle's seen Dolo here. Definitely saw them cross there. How will Pi push Dolo main? Elf gets past Dolo for a moment, but not before Dolo finds the kill. Looking for another. Catches Doc over the top, but not before they trade down. Means Chill Will's alone in a 1v3. And is holding down objective, so not going to be for another 2 minutes until we see the actual push come through here. Maybe a little sooner, but I don't know. ARCANI, not in a rush. At least not yet. They have that 2 minutes on the clock. They're not even necessarily up to that initial crossing point towards objective either, so they have a little ways to go. Utility is here. Pi's on the top floor. Basically look down onto Chill, and I think they spotted them there. They'll find the final kill, and ARCANI will take a map. They go up 4-1, and the series is finished. A solid win from DubCity with a good 9-7 overall scoreline. ARCANI minimizing damage nicely with that final shipyard win. Overall, an interesting series to tune into, and happy we did. Happy you all stopped by to enjoy it, but that's going to be it for me here this afternoon. Until next week, stay tuned for more Onward Ultimax Blast On action. I'm casting it all. Just follow all the channels on Twitch. Until next time, stay classy.